Good morning, everyone. It's the 1st of May 2023, Labor Day. So hope you're not planning to travel in France. But anyway, that's another story. And what we're looking at there on the screen is actually Guy Waite's approximate position, a couple of thousand miles behind Jeremy. And I'll put his, if I get this right, I can put this up here. And yep, there you go. So that's Guy just about to cross his outbound track. So he'll tie the knot very shortly. And he's in sort of light trade winds at the moment, hoping to strengthen up a bit. All is well, apparently, on board. So he's happy about that. And if we come back to the leaderboard, if I press that one there, and then I come up over here, we can work out how far Jeremy is and what his approximate ETA is on the leaderboard here. So Jeremy's now about 2,300 miles to the finish, and that puts Guy at about 4,300 miles or so from Les Sables d'Olonne, and Jeremy's posting there 24th of May. Another 2,000 miles. It's another few weeks. It wouldn't be a month. So sometime early June. So I think Guy will be back well and truly in time for the prize giving. So that'll be a bit of fun. We're looking forward to seeing him. We're assuming he's heading back to Les Sables d'Olonne. And if he is, it'll be great to see him. A bit of an epic voyage. But the good news is, you can see there on the tracker that he is in these light trade winds. So it'd be pleasant sailing. And if we look at if I get off of this now and look at what sort of cloud cover he's got, see how he's doing. Yeah, plenty of sunshine there. He's got a bit of cloud at the moment. He's sort of in this area here, so but plenty of sun. So he no doubt knows exactly where he is, and having a good time. So we'll look forward to that. While we've got the leaderboard open, we'll so Jeremy's done. Oh, hang on a sec. I'll get back to a couple of things there. Come back to me. So I'm talking to no one. Busy day yesterday. We had a big Kirsten, Rob Vorman put on a big party for Kirsten and her team. A big South African barbie. There's only one other nation that's as good as barbies as Australia, and it's South Africa. Anyway, he had about 5 or 6 of them set up there. So that was fun. And then after that, it was a big one for Abolish as well and the Bayonet team. So that was cool. And we put out a press release yesterday, which we got about 12,000 subscribers would have seen, and probably get a bit confused about the last paragraph. It was a rush to get it out, and we dropped a line. So we were meant to say in the last line that was missing, you can read it on the website. We've got the correct line there. We're just referring to the fact that Abolish came second, just close behind Kirsten, who is now, basically the first woman ever to win a solo round the world yacht race. So it might look a bit funny, but anyway, that's life. We go from there. So what else is happening? The trackers now, we get a sequence. So it's Monday, and we'll be doing tracker updates on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, unless there's something happening. Okay, so we're going to slow down a little bit. We won't be doing them on the weekends anymore, and but as I say, if something's happening, we'll be there for sure, and we're looking forward to seeing Goog when he turns up. So back to the tracker, and we'll get to have a look at the leaderboard now for Captain Goog. Here we go. So Goog now is 1,354 nautical miles to go, and 1,354, yeah, and it's showing 14th of May. I think it'll be a bit earlier than that. But we'll just have to wait and see. It might be somewhere around the 10th or something. But anyway, let's wait and see how that stacks up. So pull the wind back up here. Here we go. Get the wind back. Get rid of that. Goog's tweets, I don't know whether you saw it. But anyway, we'll talk about Jeremy first. Doing 4.5 knots and going to start to move into that zone of very light winds. So he's doing well for 4.5. He's actually put on his tweet today an interesting statistic. 1 year ago today, he had his first solo night sail. So in other words, he'd been sailing all his life, but he hadn't done a lot of solo sailing. So thought he'd better get into it, part of the qualifier and things like that. So he did it only a year ago, and now he's done 330 or whatever. 340 it must be nearly. So all goods there. And sorry? Still my face. Oh, cheapest. Okay. You're right. Okay. Tracker. Boom. Here we go. Sorry about that. You didn't miss much. This very simple, these ones, and I'm getting back onto the right one now. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, Jeremy just sailing out of this northeasterly trade, and he'll be glad for that. But it's a bit of a shock at the same time because he's going to run out of wind. So 92 nautical miles in the last 24 hours, and still making good progress. And he's heading up. He basically course looks like it's pretty much north, which is a good thing because that's exactly where the Azores are. If we work the weather through, he's going to have a little bit of breeze, and then it's going to swing around on the nose. You can see it's being driven by this high pressure system here, which is the start of an Azores high that'll move across to the top of the Azores, which may give him some challenges. But he's on the leading edge of it, and it's starting to hook around. So whilst it's still got a northeasterly component right now, as this comes closer across, you'll see it head to the north. So then he'll be supremely frustrated. I'm going to toggle this through slowly now. Well, there it is there. That's by early hours of the morning. He's got light direct headwinds, so he'll probably tack on port tack, I reckon, because that's the winning tack, because it's a bit closer towards the Sable d'Olonne. If he goes out on starboard tack, he's going to be going over to Florida. He doesn't want to do that, so you'll probably see him alter course and take that as the transition comes up and swings around. I'll build this up a bit more so you can see a bit better what's going on here. And 24, I'll take it through to 24 hours. Hang on, hit that, bang, bang. Coming up to, there's 24 hours now. And by then he'll be probably about 70 miles in front, maybe. That's 130. Okay, so he's going to be down here. And if I build that up, you'll see how that's going to be. So this time is right on the button, right on the nose, and he'll peel out this way. But then if we come back to the big picture, he still might have a few challenges as that one moves across. So we're watching this. This is going to drive Jeremy's weather for a while and may start to influence Goog as well. And you'll see it's heading up over towards the Azores. But in the meantime, Jeremy will be trying to fight up here in headwinds, but out on that tack, it's just going to probably push him a little bit out to the east. It's not so bad as he goes up, but he'd much prefer it from behind. But it's not the end of the world because it's not strong, and yeah, he's going to have quite a bit of light winds. He'll be up here by then. So then, when he was heading out on port tack, by the time it gets to this sort of angle again, he goes back on starboard tack, and he'll be heading a little bit west of north, and then as it rolls over, he'll start to run out of breeze, possibly, unless it goes up high quickly, coming across. So this is now the 3rd of May, so this is nearly 3 days ahead. There's 2, so coming up to 3. So by the time he's got 3 days, he'll be at least a couple of 100 miles in front. Okay, so he's still on the bottom edge of that. Yeah, he's going to have some, he'll still be heading up in that general direction. So he's not going to get into a calm straight away. This is matching the weather system. He'll be about here. And then let's see what a bit longer looks like. Moving up to the Azores. He'll have an easterly effectively, which is pretty cool. But he's still got a fair way to go. So that's not too bad. He'll just be cutting up here in this direction, and eventually he'll get onto the top of it. And he'll be able to roll around, I think. So, yeah, because eventually this should move. It's not moving. It's not going up to the Azores, just sitting there. So, yeah, he'll start to, but this is easterlies, all right. Yeah, I think he'd be okay because he'll come up around the back of this as it goes through. So this is on the 5th, so it's 4 days ahead. Not too bad. So I wouldn't complain. He's seen a lot worse, and he's sailing very close to home now. So that's kind of cool. So Captain Goog, if you saw his tweets, he's saying it's never over till it's over. He's certainly got a bit of breeze. It's backed off again now. He would have been getting 30s, gusting 35, maybe even up to, a bit higher than that. But the sea's been getting up, as we saw yesterday. I'll have another look now because it's still pushing through. Yeah, that's a good sort of 4 meters, whatever. So he's back into the tough stuff after the being able to relax in the trades with 2 meter seas. He's up around 4. And at least the wind is coming from the right direction. So that's okay for him. So skirting around or in between the Azores, there's another little Lagans out here, which is he's going to go through the islands there, so he'll know roughly where he is and what's likely to happen now. It was as this big wind over here came to him yesterday, was suggesting it's going to stay above him and start to break up. So he'll be down in this sort of 30 knot range, which is not going to be an issue. It's just going to be fast and wet and temperature-wise, maybe a bit cooler as well. We'll have a look at that. So yeah, it's picking up, but it's fading away. You can see the dark purples there, all dying. This is actually quite good for good here. We're under the 2nd of May, so he's gone through the first 24 hours and he'll be up here somewhere. This is great sailing, but the sea's up because the center of this has actually pushed the swells around and he's got bigger seas. So, it's a bit of hang on for the ride. But as it comes towards him, just clicking through, you can see the intensity drops out completely. So whilst it's not trade wind stuff, at least all the wind is from the right direction and he's looking pretty good. In fact, he's looking quite fast. He'll be pushed with that really well. So no problems there at all. Okay, that's about it. Short, sweet, and simple. So no big storms coming, but certainly a fast, wet ride for Good coming from behind. He's going to have 30 knots again there, gusting 35 or something. Maybe a bit higher. This is sort of all okay for him, but we look forward to seeing him very soon. And in fact, just as a quick distance, right there, we had the distance before, but to the Bay of Biscay, where it gets interesting, 1,000 miles. So he'll be there in about a week. And then we'll see what happens here, because you all know about the weather in the Biscay. It makes its own weather, and it's very hard to predict. So all part of the fun. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll see you again on Wednesday now. See you later.